Good evening this late morning, and a new wave spell, Red Magnetic Serpent, wave spell of the Red Serpent. A very strange thing happened today. At least I think it's strange. Maybe it isn't. I recorded my episode this morning and then had to kind of sort of rush into my day. And the export of anything that's longer than an hour out of this app takes itself almost an hour. So I had to restart, and you can't use your phone in the meantime. You cannot leave the app. So I don't know how many times I started in the hope that now I've got enough time. It can just run in the background. Eventually, toward afternoon, I'm like, I'm giving up. This isn't gonna happen. So I'm not letting it run. I don't know. I take it as a sign, like, do it over. Just do it over. Make it short. Make it sheet and sword, sweet and short. And then let's see how this wave spell runs. I usually don't do episodes in the evening, so this is the first time in forever, if ever, I've done one in the evening, which has its own merit because it's very nice to kind of like look at the day from the perspective of evening, and I can decidedly feel a difference, and there are many reasons for that. The amount of things to say, I've elaborated a little bit in my first episode with regards to the relationship to the seed, where we've come from, and that underneath this wave spell, which ends us in the cosmic earth, takes us through the time pulsar of serpent is Kundalini, life force, instinct, survival. Life force, instinct, survival. These are the three keywords. The Kundalini gets mixed into it. The alignment along the spinal column, the chakras, all of that gets blended into it. And it takes us through the moon of feeling and remembering water, the skywalk of exploring wakefulness and space, and then lands us in the earth, cosmic earth. So our relationship, seed, serpent, earth, just those three. The importance of our relationship with the earth, with this planet, our host, our mother, so important. And we see how ever more dysfunctional we become, so as individuals or as society, the further we remove ourselves from the earth, from our root chakra, from I'm thinking in some spiritual circles, the attempt to get away from the lower self, quote unquote, lower self, makes us disintegrate because we're not integrating the higher centers into the lower centers, or anything into anything. We are trying to get away from the lower self, not understanding its divine nature. And this the red serpent. We get a whole wave of red serpent. That's just like painfully beautiful. I'm so excited about it. But 10 portal days starting from tomorrow. 10 portal days in a row. The next time in 4 wave spells, 10 portal days in a row in the wave spell of the yellow seed. So the occult wave to this wave spell is the wave spell of the yellow seed. Moving toward the magnetic seed in 13 days, underneath the cosmic earth. I'm so excited about that. This coming together of cells and things and pleasure and procreation and continuity of life and the sensuality of it, the beauty of it. I mean, just looking around nature, if everything were sensual, nothing would be sensual. So not everything is sensual, but how many flowers, how many plants can we look at and we just like gaping with in awe with how sensual, how incredibly, I do want to use the word erotic, the design of these flowers blossoms is. This is just incredible. And ourselves, our own divine sensual and sexual expression, and how underrated that is, and how, of course, we've gone, and how beautiful that we get to go back on course or back into these realms of personal expression of our divinity through the body, any way, shape, or form, not just obviously sexuality. Sensuality is a whole lot more than sexuality. And the instincts for survival, I will probably keep on going back to how they need upgrading, in some of us anyhow. And yeah, we have the warrior. Okay, I spoke about that already. Cosmic warrior underneath here. We have the wizard, magnetic wizard, and magnetic eagle. We have the eagle wave spell running antipodal, furthest away but parallel, going with us. The creator, mind, quite the opposite to the serpent, but they need each other. We can't function properly without them. So serpent energy is slithering, it's very close to the earth, very short-sighted, if you will, but great sense of smell. And I think they're both cold-blooded, are they? Are birds cold-blooded? I don't know, no. But the eagle, with its vision and its distance to the earth, it's nonetheless a guardian. It's guardian of the collective. The serpent is guardian of the instinctual part of the brain. And we have the wizard wave spell, the analog wave spell. It's not the regular wizard wave spell. It is going clockwise where the regular wave spells go counterclockwise, which gives us tomorrow the lunar skywalker in the antipode, which was the same lunar skywalker in the yellow human wave spell. So if you remember tomorrow, 13 days ago, what was the challenge? Or maybe in the whole wave spell, what was the challenge? As far as making your own life or the collective or anything, making life yourself a better place. I can think about my own challenges in that wave spell. Tomorrow can be in part a similar energy, but coming from the magnet of timelessness, receptivity. What was it? Timelessness. Receptivity. Oh, enchantment. It is the analog kin to the red serpent. So we have the physiology is a tool of enchantment. It is also a product of enchantment. It is the result of enchantment in every way. In order to really get that, we do get the opposite. I mean, rape is hardly enchantment. Procreation through making love or being in love, loving, is very enchanting. But life itself, the universe, all of life is incredibly enchanting. It's an incredibly amazing thing. So, and receptivity and enchantment itself, even if we don't say everything is enchantment, but to actively seek enchantment or to just choose to be enchanted by life, to be enchanted by the exploration, to be enchanted by our own bodies. Ah, easier said than done. But it's often easier to give the medicine than to take it. But that would be the course. And then if we look at them together, the fearlessness of the warrior, and the intelligence and the timeless enchantment and its receptivity, and the instinct and the life force. It's a different survival mechanism than what we have come to know as physical survival. When we're in survival and we are not, well, we have functioned optimally in the time when our survival mechanisms were in order of the time. Nowadays, life has changed so drastically, so rapidly, so incredibly that a lot of the instincts we carry are outdated, severely outdated. And the updates can be, maybe they're running in the background, but they can be extremely uncomfortable. And we have free will, so if we're not aware of the updates and we're holding on to the old versions, we may want to consider that, and we may want to have that in our awareness with regards to what's going on. I certainly, yeah. And the creator mind, the eagle, the vision, both the eagle and the wizard have the seed as their either antipode or analog. So there's a lot of seed power in this, a lot of focus. Seed and serpent represent are both representative for sexuality. And of course the continuation of life, and according to the lines of what survival of the who, all of these topics play in here. And what do our bodies need for optimal functioning and for long-term survival? From it needs not only nutrition and movement, it also needs enchantment. It needs receptivity so that the intuition can work, for example. It needs fearlessness and questioning, an ability to change, an ability to adjust, an ability to trust. It needs the ability to create. It needs to host a mind that feels creative. And some or other way, I think when we genuinely, whatever kind of creativity we like living, and I believe every human needs some other creative process happening in their lives. When they diminish, it does something to our will to live or our need to live or our incentive to be here. And the needs for survival for a serpent or purely the body are different to the needs of survival for us as humans, for example. Like, they play in with each other. Why am I making this distinction? I'm not sure that I'm right there to make that distinction. But I'm kind of thinking of social needs, you know. I mean, the serpent is an archetype. It's not, we aren't serpents exactly, but we have the reptilian part of the brain. And there may not be such a great need for community for that part of the brain. Food and sleep and warmth and that kind of thing is kind of more important. When we get to the dog, who in this wave spell is now on same earth family, position 6, eagle, same earth family, position 11. Those three, anyway, different needs, different purposes. The dog, love, the need to love, the need to give love. Many of us are quite focused on wanting to receive love, but the need to give love, is as real and important and like, yeah, part of the equation of receiving love. Yeah, so we'll explore this wave spell. I'm curious where the journey goes. And I want to, we have, once again, I'm not going to go walk down the analog wizard wave spell. I'm really curious to doing that as I go along. And then we have this wave spell of the yellow seed in the occult. And then we have the wave spell of the eagle and the serpent. So we're envisioning, creating our own potentials, collective potential, individual potential. Once again, what are we procreating? What do we choose? Now we've gone through the wave spell of choice, choosing. What are we choosing? What are we choosing? What are we choosing? I mean, that is just like, it doesn't mean we're going to get. It doesn't mean anything, but we can make choices in life. I can make choices regarding humanity in 5,000 years. I can choose. I can make choices. But that doesn't mean I have a jurisdiction to decide on behalf. Choosing and deciding. Interesting, I never thought about that. Choosing and deciding are not exactly the same thing, are they? We'll get to the galactic human. Maybe I'll pick up on that question again if I remember. Choosing versus deciding. Note to self. Okay. Anyhow, so here we are. Off we go into the evening or the day or wherever you are. Have a good one. And I wish us all a really slitheringly beautiful, gliding, sensual wave spell of the red serpent. Transcending survival instincts. Okay. Ow.